Good morning, good morning, good morning. Almost noon, but we still have an hour to go before noon. Well, I pray that everyone had a wonderful, wonderful day yesterday with family and friends. Today we're going to be dealing with vital wheat, which is the gluten from the flour, and chickpeas. And we're going to make some seitan chickpea chicken. Everybody's been asking how to do it. The old-fashioned way, I call it the old-fashioned way, or the long procedure, is the flour washing with the water. That's already uploaded on YouTube. So if you want to go see how the washing method is done, you can go to the video that is on YouTube. Today we're going to be dealing with chickpeas. And I have I have the blender and the food processor because I want my chickpeas to be nice and creamy, blended with the milk that I'm going to be using, the plant-based milk, chickpeas, and my seasoning. And then I'll put it in the food processor to kind of get it grounded up. I even like the blender doing that. I may just use the blender for the whole thing if I have enough space and not making too much. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to start with the blender, which is always hard for me to open up. There we go, every time. Now, we have 1 can of chickpea. And if you're making it yourself, fresh, the chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, as you could say, then you just want to make about 15 ounces, I guess, in your blender or your food processor. Now, I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. Everybody don't do this. Some people like to use broth, water. I'm going to use milk for this part of it, okay? And get these out of the way. We're going to add our seasonings. Now, we're going to go with 1 teaspoon of onion powder and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. And then we're going to go with about a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to go with about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes. You don't have to put that in there, but I like it. And so now I have water here just in case I need it. We're going to try to blend this up. Oh, I do want to add 1, let's get that back. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Your preference. 1. I'm kind of short, y'all, so when the blender is tall. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, get this out the way. We're going to blend that up, and y'all going to have to excuse the noise for a split second. See that we have it on. Let's pulse it first. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and I like using the blender. Sometimes the food processor doesn't get, well, at least mine don't. It's the KitchenAid. It doesn't cream up the chickpeas like I want them. So let's get some of this down off the lid and look at it. Okay. See how it's creamed up there. Get it off the spatula so you can get a good look. That's nice and creamy, huh? Now, we're going to add a little at a time. I'm going to try it in the blender. When it gets so it won't blend or too stiff, we'll switch it over. I do want to do 1 teaspoon, optional if you don't want to. Um, the breads, you don't see me. The soy sauce, or whatever kind you're using. We want about a tablespoon of that. Now, we're gonna add 1 cup of the gluten flour at a time, okay? Put this back on. You have to have patience in making this, especially if you have a small kitchen. On this one, when you put it high, it does get warm. Now let's see what we got here. Here's our spatula. Good. It should be kind of thick. Yeah. Let me take it off. Y'all see that in there? It's kind of thick. When it gets to where the blender won't go, then we'll take it out and start working on it in a bowl, and then put it back in the blender so we can get our little twist. All right, let's go one more cup. You may have to add a little more water, so we're gonna move this out of the way. I'm almost so short I need to stand on a stool, huh? Let's try it. Still don't want to put it in that. Can you see how it's thickening up there? See what we got in here. All right, let's see, can we take it out? Already have some clean dishes on one side. We'll go with the, oh, look at that. Now, I like to do it a lot because I want it nice and stringy. See how that is? When you get it like that, it's perfect. I hope you remember the measurements, and if you didn't, it's good to watch because you can always go back and write the measurements down. Let's clean the sides with it. Now, we're not going to be using this anymore, so let's see, can we get it unstuck? I tell you, it won't go anywhere, that's for sure. And let's see, can we clean the counter off? When you're working with a small space, you just got to be patient. All right. And now, while this is boiling, once we get it to a certain stage, we're going to, I may just take the KitchenAid on off. I don't think I'm gonna, well, I will need that for the next dish because we're going to be working with the hearts of palm and again the chickpea. All right, let's see, can we get it out? Look at that. All right, now you want to knead it. Look at this. Can you see this? Nice. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Couldn't have planned it any better. Now, it's been a while since I made this, so. Now we want to make it, I want to twist it and make it in braids. So what I'm going to do is flatten it so I can divide it. I don't need the water, thank God. And let's see, can we cut this off? Everybody can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to really stretch it. And can you see the shreds in it? See how it is? That's what you want. And we're going to see, can we divide this and plat it? I didn't have any girls, so I have 2 boys, so I didn't learn how to braid very well, but we're going to try. Let's see, can we get 3 pieces out of here? 3 strips rather. Okay. Now you got to have something to hold it still, to weigh it down. I'm going to go around and step away from the camera for a minute because I want to remove some of these things out of the way. I'm going to be using it, but I want you to be able to see this. Now, if you have something heavy to weigh it down, it would help. And I never get them cut the same. All right, here we are. Let's start braiding. Everybody's with me? Let's make sure I don't have the mic covered. Sorry about that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want them tighter than this, but I have nothing to hold that down. I'll tell you what. Let's try something different. Can you still see this? This is very heavy, so I'm going to put some paper towel there. So now, that's much better. I don't have to worry about it moving. I'm going to braid it, braid it, braid it. Some people just twist. Maybe that's good. Okay, knot it or mash it. Move this out of the way. All right. Let's see, we have those ends there. Let's see, can we cut that? This is just my little method of doing it. Any kind of way that you can get a braid, that's never even, but it's better to have it even. All right, now what I'm going to do is just squish it together, move these out the way. Can you see this? All right. Now, let's see, can we carefully knot it without breaking it. Now, when you're doing it just to just the gluten from the flour and you're washing it, it's much sturdier. So, because this chickpea, it could tear. So you have to be very careful with it and work your ends so you won't tear them. But the other way, the long way, is my favorite. The gluten is really sturdy and firm. You don't have to worry about it tearing to pieces on you. All right, that's a knot. 1 knot. Let it rest for a minute. Let's let it rest for a minute. Now, in the meantime, you can't see my stove. So what I'm going to do is, I have a skillet or a high skillet or a high pan, if you have something like this, or like this, as long as it got sides up. Because first of all, you're going to sear each side. Just don't burn it, but sear it. And believe me, I have burned. So we're going to cut the stove on, and I'm going to show you what the sear looks like. And then I made 8 cups of broth. This is my version of a chicken broth. I make my spice seasoning, nutritional yeast flakes, and water. You can use your own vegetable broth that you like, whatever you like, but I like this because it tastes, gives it kind of like reminds you of chicken soup, so to speak. Now we're going to add, once they're seared on both sides, we're going to add our broth. Bring it to a boil and cut it down real low, like as if you're cooking rice, just a little higher. And then you're gonna let it go for 1 hour. I let mine go for 2, but you can let yours go for an hour and a half. It's really done in an hour and a half. And, excuse me. And then you take it out and you can shred it. We're gonna go through the whole process. So while this is boiling, near the end, you'll get the end results. We're gonna make tuna salad on some bread that I made over the weekend, and we're going to be using the chickpeas, which is the garbanzo beans, and we're going to be using hearts of palm. If you don't know what hearts of palm, I'll show you. They have them in the grocery store, health food store. So, all right, it's beginning to brown, sears, and you're going to get to see how it sears in a few seconds. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, criticism, speak now. If I ever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. So, that wasn't hard. We had chickpeas, 1 can. We drained the water off, yes, and you can save that if you like, and put it in different recipes, cakes, eggs, whatever you like. Also, we had in here onion powder, garlic powder, teaspoon of each one of those. And we had 2 tablespoons of oil. And we had a tablespoon of soy sauce. And let's see, what else do we have in there? Nutritional yeast, onion powder, garlic powder, milk. We started off with the milk. You could start off with water, or some people put tofu, a half a block of tofu or a third of a block of tofu. It's fine. All right. I just turned this over, so I want you to see what the sear looks like. Now I'm gonna bring this up so you can see the sear. You don't want to brown it too much. Now we're doing the other side. Once the other side is like that, we'll add in our 8 cups of broth, whatever broth you want to use, okay? Vegetable broth. I like to save a lot of the ends or the pieces of my vegetables, put them in a pot at the end of the week, and you can go ahead and make up your water and make your broth ahead of time, your vegetable broth, okay? All right. Now, when you're making your chicken broth or whatever broth you're using, stir, because most of the time the yeast will settle at the bottom, the nutritional yeast place. And I like to taste it, and if this tastes good, your chicken's going to taste good. If it's too salty, add some more water. Okay, and I may not put all of this and add that 1 cup of water that I had. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, this side is brown and ready. All right, now you may hear, I'm going over to the stove. I'm going to pour this over it, put the lid on it, and we're going to start on another project. This will be for 1 hour, so by the time this finishes, we should be finished, okay? You may hear a lot of splattering noise. All right. Bring that over there. I took about 6 cups in this pot, but that's okay. Now, move the chicken around. Now, once it comes to like it's going to come to a boil, you lower the heat down on this stove. I'll put it down to about 2. And then take it from there. Let it go 1 hour. And every 30 minutes, turn. You want to turn it every 30 minutes. Remember that. For about, every 30 minutes. It's going to triple. Sometimes it will double if it's big enough, or triple. So watch. Make sure your pan has high sides, because it will come up to the pan, okay? Remember that. Now, when it doubles inside, I'm going to bring it over again, let you see it. This won't hurt taking it off the ice. so don't worry about it. Okay, now we can clean up this mess and make another mess. How's that? All right, let's get my cloth over here. And excuse me for a second. All right. Now, let's go on to our tuna. We're going to be making tuna salad. Let's clear this up. If you don't want to dice, some people just want to mince their hearts of palm. Now here are your hearts of palm. You don't know what hearts of palm look like. Let's see what we got here. All right, now let's pull out a, you're gonna be needing, I'm using this brand of garbanzo beans. And I think I am gonna use this because I'm gonna pulse it. They said you can mash it with a fork, okay? You can do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to move over here and have a little chopping block. I'm going to dice my onion. It calls for red. Some people like red onions in their tuna salad. I don't. I prefer the yellow onion, but it's everybody's choice. One thing about cooking, it doesn't always have to be one person's way of doing it. Now, hearts of palm. Now, haven't seen a large one like this one in a while. So what we're going to do is cut it up. This one's larger than others. Oh, so we're just going to put it in there because all we're going to do is just pulse it. We don't want to break them up too much. Gonna add everything in there, okay? And then we have our onions. Don't want too many onions. I'll get all pulsed up in there. This is so simple. I mean, it's not hard. I don't like those thick ends of the, save your salad dressing or soy mayonnaise, whatever you're using. I'm using the soy mayonnaise. Save that for last. Let's get the celery. I'm going to do them kind of large so they will pulse up too. Now, your sea salt, just a little bit of salt, and you can always add more. I like cayenne in mine. Now with these hearts of palm, if you notice, you can, let's see, can I find one that's not so cut? You can make the little, see that little center in there? Can you see that? Well, you can get a little back of a spoon maybe, or a little knife. I like to take the centers out, and you can use them for your fish. Get them out, got a little finger, you can get them out. And then meal them, flour them, however you want, and you have your little, also different types of fish that you can make with this. All right, let's go. Now, if you want, I'm going to add a little lemon juice, just a little. Lime or lemon, it's your choice. Watch out for the seeds. You may not want those. However you fix your tuna salad, that's fine. Whatever you want to season. Some people have relish. I don't care for the sweet relish. But relish is good in it. A little lemon. All right. I'm going to stop for a minute because I hear this. You don't want this boiling too, it'll tear it to pieces. So I'm going to lower it very low. And we're going to have some tongues. We're going to move the meat about. And we're going to give it. Now this is the point. Once the broth boils, you cut it down very low. So we have it very low. And it's beginning to swell or double in size. I'll show you in a few minutes. Now, all right, let's go with 2 of these in half. This one is lots of seeds. Good to know. Get them out the best way you can. Get your juice in. One fell in, but that's, see if we can get it out. All right. Now, let's see if we can give it a little pulse there. If I can, you know, I don't use this that much. Let's see if we can get it on. All right. A little bit more. See what we got here. I don't know, my little hands in this big machine. Oh, this looks nice. You know, if you notice tuna salad, you know, you have some, it's not all cleaned up. Now, seaweed, I don't like using it, but I do have some in here somewhere in my cupboard. You can use the Himalayan salt to season it. That's your pink salt. But I thought I had some of my seaweed already ground up a little bit, pulsed, but you can add it if you like. The nori seaweed. I usually blend my puree or blend up about 3 or 4 sheets and put it in a jar. Now I need to taste this. See, do I need to add any more? Oh my goodness, that is so good. So what I'm gonna do is take it off. Don't need anything else. See the texture? Let's get a bowl. I have a bowl here that I had my little floured hands on. That's terrible. But if I did anything wrong, my fingerprints would surely tell, wouldn't it? All right. Let's put it in our bowl. And we have some of my bread. We're gonna make toast and make this sandwich up. You can use lettuce and tomatoes if you like. But I want to taste the full effect of this, so I'm not going to use any of that. All right, let's put it in there. We'll get to the dishes later. All right, once I get this mixed up, you can make your own mayo from tofu. Some people use the silken tofu. I like to use I just stick with one kind. Firm or extra firm. I use firm when I'm making my mayonnaise. Mayo. All right. I'm going to take out some of this because I'm going to send some to the butcher house. So I won't be hogging all of this because I'm not going to eat it all. And I know my grandbabies will be running by here today. All right. Just want to make enough to put on a sandwich, okay? How's that? Everybody okay with that? All right, this, same. You coming in. All right. Look at this. Right? Get that out the way. Get it mixed in. I may add a little more, overdid the meal. Now, whatever you put in your, normally you put in your tuna salad, you can do so. A little onion powder, garlic powder, salt. I love cayenne. So let's put a little cayenne in mine. I like it hot. Cayenne is very good for you, especially if you have low heart trouble, if you have high blood pressure. Heart, good for heart trouble. We've used that a lot. Circulation, excellent. All right. Now, it's good to make this ahead of time. That way, all the seasonings will meld and set with it. Look at that. So let's taste again now that we've added. See what is needed. Believe it or not, if it's set for about an hour, the onions will give it that fish taste. This is, look, what does the man say? Read my lips. This is delicious. Delicious. So we made tuna with hearts of palm and chickpeas. Now, let's find this bread that we made a couple days ago. This little piece is so small, and I froze the large loaf. So you're going to have to go with my little teeny loaf. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to make a sandwich, just going to top it. All right. And then I'm going to show you a picture. Let's clear this off. And we're going to show you a picture of, well, not a picture, so to speak. Show you what this bread is ciabatta bread. Focaccia, I'm sorry. Got one piece. That's all you need. And you can leave it like this or put it in the toaster. Now we're going to toast ours. And we're going to put it on there. Top it. Delicious. You can put lettuce, top it with some lettuce or tomato. Whatever your heart desires. And just serve it up. So we're going to do that. I can make a mess, I'm going to tell you something. This may not toast as fast as I want it, but we'll see. Now, we will be back on again live with you Thursday. And this is for the members only. This video is short, is live now, but it'll be downloaded to the members. So, and the people that are on, if you're just subscribers and not members of the group, then you won't get the full video of this. But those that are members will. Once you become a member, you can get all the live videos. But other than that, I'll be posting all this week. And just for the public, and if it's tagged public, you'll get to see it. The little things that I like to do. And also, you can go to the community and see, click on the community on my site, and see some of the scriptures and posts that we've been posting and food that we've been cooking. They're only photos, but those things will be made here. Now, what you will see Thursday is what we're going to do with the chicken that we made. While the toast is going, I'm going to show you how this has doubled in size. All right, I'm going to bring it over. I have to be careful because I'm turning it right now. and I want you to see it so I make sure I don't drop it. Excuse me. Can you see that? I don't know whether the tuna's in the way or not. Now, see the size that it's gotten? We've turned it over. It'll go another 30 minutes and I'll turn it over again. I'm gonna let this go for 2 hours. I tell people hour and a half is fine, but it's just something I've gotten used to doing. But I can't let it go 2 hours for, well, it can go 2 hours, but once we're off, I'll just continue. So in the next, I want you to see how it's gonna increase even larger than it is now, okay? The toaster just popped up. It's not as toasted as we like, but let's get a little salsa here. You may want lettuce. I don't, seeing I'm going to eat this, but yes, you can put lettuce. Oh, and tomatoes. But if I do this and eat it open face, I can bite into it. Now you can sprinkle a little paprika. Turmeric. Y'all, don't pay me any attention half the time. Let's get my paprika. Everything here is bulk, so I have to kind of sprinkle my little hands in the paprika. Let me get a little bit of it. Sprinkle it over it. All right. There we are. Get all this out the way. All right. Who wants the first bite? I wish we could do that. Reach in and let you taste that. Now, there's our tuna, open face tuna. I want to slide it down here for a split second because we want to cut it in half. Let you get to see it. Oh, that is so delicious, so delicious. All right. Now, if you have any questions and I don't see it or get to it, which I don't see them, I will get back with you. Now, we've done all of this in 38 minutes, not 40 minutes, not even an hour. So don't tell me that we can't do this or we don't have time. It's just a matter of taking time to cook for yourself, to take care of yourself. We've just got to remember that. And at my age, I must remember that. Okay, now, this is coming along nicely. It will double in size. I'm just going to let you know that. It will double in size. So tomorrow, we'll have this. I'm not going to pull it apart or anything until you see how large it has doubled. Because just, we don't want to weary the, Pastor, you say weary the saints. But I am really grateful to have this opportunity to share with you the different things. A lot of people don't know what you can do with hearts of palm. You can also use them in your fish dish, which we're going to do. We're going to make that Thursday too. So while you're making the chicken, we're going to show you how you can take the hearts of palm and let's do some fish fillet. Let's make sure I got another pan of it in here. Yes, I do. So, and we have jackfruit too. So we may just surprise you with just using the jackfruit since you saw one thing done with the hearts of palm. And I know everybody's familiar with jackfruit. If you are not, you can look it up and find out what kind of fruit it is, where it comes from, how you can eat it sweet. or not so sweet if you're going to be making different savory dishes. But if you're going to be using it as a dessert, you can get it from the grocery stores. I see a lot of it in Publix. The fresh sweet ones, they're huge. I don't need nothing like that, so I just stick with the can right now, or the green ones in the can. Okay, let's see. Our chicken is coming along nicely. We're gonna flip them over one more time. And because it has doubled in size, it's hard to do it with just some tongs. You need almost 2 things now to pick it up and to turn it. And in the last 30 minutes of it cooking, it will double in size more. So, here's another look at it before we close out. So today we've made our chicken. It still has another hour to go. So we made this. Once it's done that, you're gonna put it in a colander and let it set and drain probably until tonight. And then you want to put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your refrigerator. In the morning, you can pull it apart or shred. I'm going to save some of mine so that you can see what we're going to do with this Thursday. If you can hold out, today is Tuesday. You got one day to hold out. If you're going to use some of it to eat with, just make sure you leave some so you can work with me when we start doing what we're going to do. But it's up to you. It'll be ready in an hour, another hour, and you can do what you like with it. But I like to let mine set for at least 3 or 4 hours before using it, okay? Make sure you drain it. Don't leave it in the broth. No, you cannot use the broth. Let's just make fresh broth. Okay? Okay, nothing wrong with it now, but it doesn't taste fresh when you want to you're going to use it to make a chicken broth. All right, now, I don't see whether there's any but just text me your comments if you have them, so I can see them. I'm not seeing them now. I guess I'm using my phone. I'm not using my tablet, so I am praying that I know how to send this off, save and send. I had a hard time last two weeks ago. So I'm gonna get my frowning self off every time I get close to try to read or see. I kind of squint, so that's not a good thing. Remember, tuna made with hearts of palm and chickpeas. And we made chicken, vegan chicken with the seitan, with the gluten flour or Vital Wheat. And we used a can of chickpeas. We made our broth. We had our seasoning. We blended it up. We used 2 cups of Vital Wheat flour. I mean, it was just perfect. It came out of the blender just perfect. When you see it coming out away from the sides and curling up, it's ready to take out, knead a little bit. And you could have left it, you didn't have to braid it. You could have just twist and tied. But I prefer braiding and tying. So, I'm going to wish you all a blessed day, remaining of the day. Enjoy yourselves. Love one another. Call your mother. I know cynical could say, Mother, were you saying that for me? No, I wasn't. But I was just thinking, a lot of people reading the Facebook page, and there are a lot of parents that don't hear from their children but once a year, once a month, or live far away. So it was just on my heart to say, if you think about your mother, call her. If you think about your friend, call her. If you think about your neighbor, as I do, call them. And y'all have a blessed day.